Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Learn AP U.S. History podcast series. Today we are going to be learning a little bit about the American Indians, the notion of the so-called noble savage, and the effect that European colonization had on the native population. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone of a new service we are offering on Patreon. If you are struggling with the writing component of your AP courses, we now offer DBQ and FRQ grading and suggestions through Patreon. By clicking on the Patreon link in the description, you can now get exclusive access to the service where you can send in your DBQs or FRQs, and we will give you a score based on your writing and give you feedback about how you can improve your writing in the future. This service costs just $7, but there is limited availability, so make sure you do this as soon as you can because we are only going to be offering this service for a limited time. Also, if you are interested in helping us keep Learn AP online and free, then you should consider checking out our Patreon page where we offer exclusive content to our patrons, including free book giveaways and a special email list. So make sure to check it out. The link is in the description. To begin our discussion of early American history, we need to set the stage for the geographic circumstances in which all of this occurs. While we may have an image of an American Indian in our heads, it is important to understand that the characteristics of the American Indians do not fit some kind of mold. There is incredible variation in those characteristics, mostly based on geography and the different kinds of resources that their geographical location would provide them. It is important to understand, and this is likely to be stressed on the AP exam, that the American Indians were highly advanced people. Some of their civilizations, contrary to popular belief, had very strong agricultural systems with social hierarchies and religions. While there is certainly widespread variation on how these civilizations operated, you need to know that they lived a relatively advanced life. In terms of geographic differences, American Indians in the East often built small to medium-sized structures for living in. They hunted for food and left large mounds of earth that exist to this day. People in the Plains region of North America were often hunter-gatherers, living off of the animals that graze the plains, and similar people in the Northwest lived off of the rich abundance of resources that that area provided them. People in the Southwest United States developed agriculture, and we'll go into that in a few minutes. But the Indian cultures in the Mississippi River were advanced in terms of architecture. The mound at Cahokia in southern Illinois has a larger circumference than the Great Pyramid in Egypt, which suggests highly advanced technical expertise. The Cahokia Indians had widespread trade routes with other civilizations near the Great Lakes, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. They developed agriculture and had a complex social structure that allowed for the development of religion. The Puebloan and Hohokam Indian cultures in the southwestern United States developed agricultural practices very early on. They also had complex architectural structures, some built into the face of cliffs, and their society was structured around ancestral heritage. Their advanced agricultural civilization declined sometime around the 15th century, likely due to social change and changes in the environment. In the northwestern and coastal regions of the United States, they were able to subside off of the resource-rich area in that region. They were hunter-gatherers who were not nomadic. They didn't move around. In terms of artwork, the northwestern Indians developed intricately carved totem poles, which served as a connection with the animal spirit world and the community and its history. Within just a few decades after the arrival of Christopher Columbus in the New World in 1492, in case you didn't know that already, the American Indian population suffered massive decline, mostly due to diseases which the Indians had no immunity to. The population of the American Indians before the arrival of Columbus is estimated somewhere between 2 and 18 million people, but by the 19th century, that population was only 600,000. Aside from diseases, the early arrivals in the New World were often in conflict with the American Indians. Many wars that took place, like King Philip's War in the middle of the 17th century, took the lives of many Indians. Aside from these direct conflicts between Indians and Europeans, American Indians were usually harmed on the sidelines of other major conflicts, including the American Revolution. Important takeaways from this podcast are the advanced civilizations that many Indians lived in before the arrival of Columbus. Many of them developed complex agricultural systems and religions. The great Indian civilizations of early America were almost completely wiped out, however, by the spread of disease by Europeans after the discovery of the New World and the conflicts that were accompanied by that. Thanks, guys, for listening to this podcast. As always, like and subscribe down below, and please check out our Patreon page. We really appreciate all your support, and any little bit on Patreon helps us a lot. So thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow for AP World if you take that class. If not, I'll see you on Monday.